Good morning. Guess what day it is? It's June 18th. There are a couple of things going on today. It's National Splurge Day and it's Go Fishing Day. So I want to tell you some information about fish from the National Oceanic Association. The most often quoted estimate of the number of fish species is 20,000. The largest fish in the world is actually a shark, specifically the whale shark, which grows to more than 50 feet long and can weigh several tons. The second largest is the basking shark, which can measure 35 to 40 feet long. The smallest fish is the tiny goby, which lives in the Philippines. It grows rarely longer than half an inch when it's an adult, yet it's so abundant it supports a fishery. Scientists can figure out how old a fish is by counting growth rings on its scales. The rings mark seasonal changes in fish growth, like the annual rings in the tree trunk. In scales, a series of fine rings appear as the scale grows. In summer, the rings are wider apart. In winter, the rings are closer together because the fish grow more slowly. Each pair of rings indicates 1 year. So they also can check the rings on the ear bones. Who knew that fish could have rings on the ear bones? The dictionary defines sleep as a recurrent period of rest in which the nervous system is inactive, the eyes closed. Most fish don't have eyelids except for sharks. Also, a great many fish live nearly motionless lives anyway. But most fish do rest. Some float in place. Some wedge themselves into a spot in the mud or the coral. Some even build themselves a nest. Fish would suffocate if they tried to chew their food. Chewing would interfere with the passage of water over their gills necessary for obtaining oxygen. Carnivorous fish like sharks have sharp teeth to seize and hold prey while swallowing it whole or in large pieces. Bottom dwellers, like rays, are equipped with large flat teeth that crush the shellfish that they consume. Herbivorous fish often lack jaw teeth, but they have a tooth-like grinding mill in their throats to grind up their food. When people go fishing, I noticed that they use many types of bait. They might use lures, or worms, or shrimp, or minnows, artificial bait, or even kernels of corn. Or they may make up their own kind of bait. You know, the Bible tells us that as Christians we are to become fishers of men. So I was thinking, what type of bait do we need to catch men? So I came up with a few things that you can keep handy to use as bait, and think about these. First, your light. Matthew 5:16 says, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." Next, your actions. Luke 6:31 says, "And just as you want men to do to you, you also do to them likewise." And then your service. Galatians 5:13 says, "For you, brethren, have been called to liberty, only do not use liberty as an opportunity for the flesh, but through love serve one another." And then, what about your love? 1 John 3:16 says, "By this we know love, because he laid down his life for us, and we also ought to lay down our lives for the brethren." And your testimony. Mark 5:19 says, "However, Jesus did not permit him, but said to him, 'Go home to your friends and tell them what great things the Lord has done for you and how he has had compassion on you.'" So today, go out fishing, maybe literally, but go out fishing for men, and take with you your bait, your light, your actions, your service, your love, and your testimony. And today, catch some people for Jesus.